Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RB's Gadget Reviews. Today we will jump on the nostalgia bandwagon and test the reincarnation of a console that was first released when I was born in 1980, the Nintendo Game & Watch. I have to confess that I did not play with the original version. We had similar simple handheld electronic games in my childhood, but I think they were manufactured in the Soviet Union instead of Japan. So let's see what we get in 2020. There's a nice retro box with some cool graphics on it. We need to cut a few tapes and then the plastic cover slides off, and it is actually not a simple protective cover, some of the graphics are printed on it. We have some characters and level elements from Super Mario on the front and on the back as well. It's quite funny that the plastic cover actually has a different game displayed. The Super Mario Bros. Start screen overlays the ball game that is printed on the box. As you see, an AC adapter is not included, but I really did not expect it based on the size of the box. So, not many details on the front. On the back we see the different games we get. There's Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, the iconic ball game, and the watch function, which is not really a game. So let's open it. Okay, so no charger included, but we get a cable. Interestingly, the box says that we need a Nintendo USB AC adapter for charging. Well, since we get a very standard USB charging cable, I hope that any of my regular chargers will do the job and I don't need a Nintendo branded one. So, here is the device. It is very small and the design is really nice. There's nothing particular on the back, no fold-out stand or anything similar. As you see, there's no battery cover either. It has a built-in rechargeable battery that is not designed to be replaceable. According to Nintendo, we get around 8 hours of playtime with one charge, and the charging time is around 3.5 hours. On the right side there is the USB-C port with the power button, and on the other side there's a small slot, probably for the speaker. The buttons feel good. There's a D-pad on one side, two red buttons for B and A on the other side, and towards the top there's one button that I guess selects the game. The other one can be used for the time function and the pause set button. Now let's switch it on. Wow, the LCD screen looks great. The resolution is very much okay for the size. It is bright enough for the first sight. Viewing angles are also okay. It gets faded of course from the side, but this is a single user handheld device, so it's more than enough I think. So as you see, we need to set the time first. Wow, how cool is this? I could already spend some time just watching this screen. Okay, so let's press the set button. Here I have the possibility to set the sound level and the screen's brightness as well. Okay, that's pretty bright. Now let's see the time and see how it works as a clock. This is the watch function. I totally love it. If you press the time button, you can change the level or the scene. I wonder if it changes by itself as time goes on. The animation with the changing numbers is pretty cool. Here's a little time lapse of this. Apparently the screen has a built-in timeout. It switches off after 3 minutes. When it turns off, you can't simply get the function back with the time button. You need to switch it on with the power button. So one thing that I truly miss right now for the watch function, there's no built-in kickstand and you don't get any accessories either. I think it is a big miss. I don't think a simple fold-out stand would have been difficult to integrate. Luckily we have Lego Mario to the rescue. He is really happy to hold the device for us. I also wanted to test if it switches off if we plug it in. Well, as you see, 3 minutes already passed and it is still up and running, so if you want to use it as a full-time watch, just plug it in and you are good to go. And here is the first Easter egg of the device, and it actually has an error and Nintendo already tweeted about it. When you have the watch screen on, by pressing the A button for a few seconds, you get to the Mario drawing song. I actually had to look this up. Apparently this song was created by Nintendo to promote a Mario themed competition on Flipnote Studio, a sort of notepad application that was released for the Nintendo DSi. So where's the bug? You can select the language for the subtitles at the beginning. As you saw, if you select English, then you will see English subtitles. But if you select any other languages, the selection and the lyrics displayed are messed up. There's a German text displayed for French, a French text for Spanish, and so on. Nintendo already has a web page up explaining the issue. I'm not sure if this can or will be corrected. I don't know if the device has any update functionality. Maybe this will be corrected during production, so these first devices with the bug will have some added value, who knows. But there's one thing that Nintendo did not mention on the webpage: you can easily switch between these subtitles with the D-pad. So this means the bug only happens when you start a song, but you can quickly switch to the correct subtitles and you are saved. Now let's see the games. Ball is the oldest one and probably the most simple, so let's start with that. Okay, this totally has the nostalgic feeling of the games of my childhood. Very simple gameplay, authentic sound effects, total flashback. Not sure if kids these days will like it, but I think this device was not really made for them anyway. The game is not particularly difficult, at least not at the beginning. As a first result, I think I did a pretty good job. Please don't ruin it with your personal high score. Now let's jump to Mario. The gameplay is super smooth, works as designed. As you see, I'm not the most skilled player in the world, but I will have some time to practice. You can pause the game with the proper button, and guess what? If you switch it off, you can simply continue the game. This is a pretty cool feature. Actually, you don't even need to pause it. Apparently, if you switch it off during gameplay, then you can simply continue playing when you switch it on back. What happens if you switch to the time function meanwhile? Well, as I see, you don't get back to the game immediately, but if you select it again from the menu, then you actually get back to the pause point again. So, is it really worth the price? As I see, you can get it for $50 in the US, but in the UK it is actually £50, which is significantly more, and in Hungary I had to pay the equivalent of almost $80, which is definitely a lot for such a device. But I don't think the features will sell it. This was designed for collectors and people who grew up in the 80s or 90s. A solid and lovely design, and I think I will play much more with it than all the other video games combined in the last 20 years. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Will you buy it or not? Or did you discover any Easter eggs if you already have it? If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and tap the notification bell if you don't want to miss my videos about all kinds of cool gadgets and toys. See you next time, bye bye.